I don't see any reason why we can't release it. So, I mean, we've had it since the work was done. They just, I don't know why they have asked this since the spring to have it put on. Everything is done. We've got the subdivision out front squared away, so I don't see any reason why we can't release it.
Is there money involved here?
Well, they put up a bond for $59,000. Okay, I mean, it's not our money. We don't have the money. They put up a bond for $59,000, and they're just asking that it not be renewed. Or what? You know, why are we continuing to have them renew it? The work is, I don't know, 5 years old. I don't know how long ago that was done.
The work is complete and it's not necessary for the bond.
And I think when we had the public hearings on the zoning, the residents over in that area were pretty satisfied with everything that was accomplished.
That's my understanding.
How was it that this bond was created by the planning board?
No, it's the requirement of the town.
Part of the developer's application?
It's part of, yeah. I mean, they're asked to provide bonds when a project is completed. Any project, I mean, they do it for the erosion and sedimentation control. They do it for roads, they do it for utilities. This was a landscaping bond.
It's another line item for them to provide.
Well, you know, there's still concerns about drainage issues with Walmart, so I wonder if we should release the entire amount. I mean, some of this, you know, there were issues raised, and we did do site visits with the representatives of Walmart about the berm, and, you know, there were discussions with DEC, you know, about landscaping differently for creation of a better swale.
Well, maybe that's a recommendation now, but when this project was done, I mean, they fulfilled their requirement of their contract. They've done what's been asked or what was designed initially.
I guess I'd like to see that contract then. I mean, you know, this information that just came to me, and I have a lot of concerns about that property, so. If the request has been in since spring, I think we can probably wait a few more weeks to look at this, but I'd like to see more information.
So we will refer this to the next town board meeting on the 25th. All in agreement? Okay. All right, Jody.
Yes, I just wanted to inform the board that I applied for a grant from the Abandoned Cemetery Fund, State of New York. I requested fencing, costs for fencing at Riverside Cemetery in Brewerton, as well as a mowing unit. We now have 6 abandoned cemeteries in the town, of which we mow 2 of them, and I was able to receive $25,520 in grant money from the New York State Division of Cemeteries for abandoned cemeteries. It's a one-time shot to a municipality when they take over abandoned cemeteries, and at this point we've completed all the paperwork and just waiting for the funds to be released.
So you'd like a motion to accept that grant money?
That would be good.
I made that motion.
Thank
Second.
you.
I'm sorry, who made this second, please? Thank you. And Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
Yes. And number 16 on the agenda is to authorize the supervisor to execute town's Okra solid waste hauler agreement. Want to authorize it?
The town is the hauler. Jody's the hauler.
Okay.
Highway Department and Parks and Recreation are haulers as it relates to the contract. There is no fee for municipality hauling and disposal, but there has to be a contract with Okra, and I believe it's a 4-year, 3 or 4 year contract.
4.
We're
Make a motion to supervisor execute such document.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Brando?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Blakey?
Yes.
I'm having a real problem right now, my voice is going.
Okay. Number 17, the Youth Bureau Parks and Recreation purchase approvals.
I have 3 purchase approvals for this evening. My first one is the purchase of various tires for mowers and one of our trailers through Commercial Truck Tire Center for $1,387.16 out of our vehicle operation and its state contract pricing.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Ambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
Yes.
The next item was an emergency purchase of a new gas tank, which is a 55-gallon tank for the senior citizen bus through Burdick Ford, $1,331.66. And I need to thank the Highway Department mechanic for all of his labor to fix the problem with the bus and then reinstall the tank.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
Yes.
My last item is the purchase of 2 hydraulic pumps for our 1600 John Deere mower through North Syracuse Lawn and Snow for $1,123.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And number 18, we have some highway department purchase approvals.
Are you all in a good mood?
We already read it.
So far.
The first item will be traffic paint, finish up the roads for the summer from Crossroads Highway, $3,350.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
Yes.
Next item, the copy machine in my office died. It's approximately 10 years old. They can no longer get parts for it. It's obsolete. My secretary is asking for the approval of a Toshiba eStudio 205L copy machine from Toshiba Business Solutions. State contract is $2,734.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Jennings?
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke?
Yes.
The next item,
You're gonna be out of town for a week.
truck 35 was a little bit beyond repair. The comptroller came out, it is a snowplow, and she agreed with it. She feels that we can find some money and bond for this. We're looking at the purchase of a 2011 Mack 10-wheel dump truck with plow equipment from B Mack under state contract at $192,520. That is to replace truck 35.
And let me explain. Currently, we have leases, and this would be a lease, a 5-year lease with M&T. The grade out, this is the last year for the lease. So to keep on plan, on our capital plan for this highway equipment, it's my opinion that we should, we have the money. Chris has some excess funds, I want to say excess funds he did not use for salt. And I will, I can take it from the salt account and put it into this equipment line. It doesn't mean we are touching the savings account, we are not. We're simply working with the money we have in the current budget. If we do not do this, and we wait till next year or the year after, then we'll probably need 2 more trucks and 3 more trucks. I just am a firm believer, if you don't keep up your equipment, you're going to get behind the 8 ball and then have to put out a lot of money. The truck that I viewed absolutely had no floor in it. Had no floor in it. It also had a box that they had already redone, the salt box, correct?
Right.
So, I mean, in their infinite wisdom, they're going to take this revamped salt box off and put it on another truck. So, I mean, this truck is in bad shape. It's a 1991, right? All
Yes,
car.
yes.
And I think he has another one, but we're only going to do one at a time.
Was this truck on the road last?
Oh.
Yes, it was.
With no floor?
It was a little chilly. Yeah, it was rotted right out. The seat was rotted right off the, not much was holding.
I'll make a motion that we approve buying the 2011 Mack 10-wheel.
Let me get you a correct price though, because I don't think Chris was quite correct with this price. It
But I
is,
think we've got to take and get the sander, or the
Right.
sander for the back also.
Right.
right, so it's about
Which is
206,000.
another $12,900.
The truck came in cheaper.
Was it the 192?
I believe that the new price was $192,520.
520.
Yeah, but then we have 12,900 we got to put add on to that.
For the sander.
Yes.
And that's on a different, that's on the next page. The
Right.
sander's separate.
Right, but we got to lease them together.
Okay.
Before we purchase it, do we need to do the budget mod?
You need to do a budget mod, yes. And the budget mod will be taking it from the salt line and the highway and putting it into the equipment line of 25,000. That's what I'm going to use for down payment.
And we have salt.
We have,
Yeah.
yeah, and we still have funds in the salt account in case we need salt. I'm not going to,
I'll make a motion to approve the modification as presented by the comptroller.
What's that figure, 192,000 for the
actual
For the
truck.
truck.
The truck.
For the truck and plow equipment.
It's on the last page.
And then the stainless steel sander to fit it is $12,900, and that's from Tracy Road Equipment.
So we're financing about 150, 155 over a 5-year period, and I believe it's about 5%, a little less than 5% right now.
So we are right now, the motion is to accept the budget mod.
Accept the budget mod and also okay purchase.
Do the mod, I suggest we do the mod first,
Yes, absolutely.
which there's a motion pending.
And I'll second that motion.
Thank you.
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Mr. Jennings.
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano.
Yes.
Mr. Coral.
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke.
Yes.
Before we go to the next one, Chris, can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
When you went into the budget sessions last fall, what were you asking for?
We were
in
asking for
trucks?
2 trucks.
2 trucks.
2 trucks.
Budgeted to?
No, I think we gave them back, if I'm not mistaken. We
Nothing
didn't-
was budgeted.
Nothing
No,
was
we budgeted
budgeted.
for 2, exactly, and then you were gonna only purchase 1.
Right.
No, we were purchased 0, now you're gonna
Right.
purchase 1.
And I don't, we haven't purchased a truck now in 2 years.
But there was nothing in the budget for it.
Right.
Right, okay.
So you asked for it but didn't get it?
Right.
Ultimately, okay.
My point was you were asking for them, and we understand that,
Yeah.
and the lease is at 1 this year.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion, or did you already started the motion for the?
Mr. Conway had a motion on the floor. We need a second.
I'll do that one then.
And then we got to do the one for the sander.
I'll second the motion for the truck, and 192,520.
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Mr. Jennings.
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano.
Yes.
Mr. Coral.
Yes.
And Ms. Boyke.
Yes.
And the last item will be a 13-foot E2500 stainless steel sander from Tracy Road Equipment under state bid. It is $12,900.
I'll make a motion that we purchase the sander.
Second?
Mr. Conway.
Yes.
Mr. Jennings.
Yes.
Ms. Zambrano.
Yes.
Mr.